Welcome to Maths with Adi, where you have access to mathematics courses for free. Today, we're going to learn how to do long division of polynomials. And if its name is long division, it means there is a short method as well. And I will teach you that short method as well in the upcoming videos, okay, later on into this course. Okay, so before moving further on, I want to tell you that I have taught a lot of things about polynomials. I have taught the special product, okay, special products of polynomial. I have taught about how to multiply polynomials, okay, multiply polynomials, and also how to add and subtract polynomials, addition, let's write like this, how to add and subtract polynomials, and types of polynomials, and many more other things into the same course. Okay, if you want to learn these things, if you don't know, okay, then the links to those videos are in the description box, or you can also check out the playlist named Fundamental Algebra course. Okay, so let's move on to our topic today. So today's topic, long division of polynomials. So let's put the heading over here. Long division of polynomials. It's going to be interesting. Okay? So this is the topic that is a little harder than our previous topics. That's why it is going to be a little more interesting. Okay. Let's start off. Let's start off with our first problem. So what do you have here? We have 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 1. This is divided by another polynomial, which is x plus 2. Okay, this is a polynomial of first degree, which is also known as linear polynomial, and this is a cubic polynomial. Okay, we are dividing those, so it's going to be, let's write like this, x plus 2 and then 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 1. Okay, whatever will be the quotient, we'll write it here. Okay, so this is termed as the divisor. You probably already know this is the dividend, and whatever that will come here is the quotient. That's the quotient. So hopefully I'm spelling everything right. Okay, so how do you divide this? So if you divide it, okay, so one thing you have to think in mind is, okay, take in consideration is what term, okay, if you multiply will get you 4x cubed, and that is, if you multiply 4, it will get you 4x. Okay, if you multiply this x by 4, it will get you 4x, but you need to get 4x cubed, meaning x squared here. Okay, so you would already know, I mean, the rules of exponent, that the powers, I mean, the exponents will be added and will get you this. Okay, if you don't know the rules of exponent, then my video is already onto this. If you multiply this, it will get you 4x cubed. Okay, and then this should be distributed into this as well. So plus 8x squared. So this is what it will get you. And now change of signs. Okay, so it's plus here, so this plus would change into minus. Why? Because you are subtracting this whole expression. That's why you have to change the sign of everything that is within this expression. Okay, so now after simplifying this, you will get what? These two will cancel out, okay, and this will be minus here, meaning added up, so 11x squared and plus x plus 1. Okay, sorry, there is one missing. There was one missing. Okay, this is what I was thinking. Okay, so this one here, so 1. And then divide this. So you have minus here, meaning you have to get minus. And to do that, write minus. Okay. If you have minus, write minus. If you have plus there, write plus. Okay. The reason why we are writing minus here, because you have minus here. Now this will be 11. It goes with 11, and then x, because if you multiply this, will get you 11x squared in minus. Okay. 11x squared, and then this also should be multiplied to this. So it will be minus 22x. This is what it is going to be. This will be plus, changes the sign because you're subtracting this whole. This also would change to plus. do the simplification. These two will cancel out, okay, because we have plus here and minus there. Now, this is the addition to this, so we get you 23x plus 1. Now, what do you want to do next? That's 23, so this should be plus this times 23, it gets you 23x, because the number 23 times x will get you 23x, and then you have to multiply whatever that is there. Okay, so let's do it here, as we do not have the space. So 23x plus 1 is already there, this thing. You're multiplying this by this, so it gets you what? 23x plus 23 times 2 is what? 46, and then this should be minus. So this will cancel out, and 1 minus 46 is minus 45. Okay, this is what it is. Okay, and that's the remainder. This is basically the remainder. Okay, so this is basically the remainder. And if you want to solve for this further, it can't be. Okay, it comes in fraction, and you have to leave the fraction as it is, because you cannot solve this further, because that will be the end. Okay, you cannot go further than that. Okay, so that's the process, and that's the end. And this is the quotient that we got. Okay, I'm sorry, what am I doing? This is the quotient. Okay, this is the quotient that we got, and the answer to this is, let me just write the answer here. The answer to this was what? 4x squared, because 4x squared minus 11x plus 23, and then we have something as the remainder, which is minus 45. So we're not gonna subtract it. What you're gonna do is subtract this after dividing by x plus 2. Okay, x plus 2, and you cannot divide this. You cannot divide this thing. That's why you have to write the answer like this in the form of fraction. Okay. Okay. So this is it. This is for this problem. And if you want to check it, what you can do is you can use the same rule that you already might know from arithmetic, that dividend is equal to quotient times the divisor plus what? Plus the remainder. You can use the same rule if you want to check it whether it is correct or not. But I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to teach you that in this video because it's so simple. Okay, I just leave it on you. You can do it on your own if you want to check it. Okay, if you want to check whether it is correct or not. Let's write this up now. And even now, if you want to do the quick check of the division, then what you can do is simplify this. Okay, so let's try to simplify this. So this will get you. Okay, so let's get rid of this line and then simplify. So it's more clear to you. Now this and these all should be multiplied. Okay, so it should be what? 4x squared minus 11x plus 23 times x plus 2 then minus 45 all divided by x plus 2. That is that. So let's simplify this, multiply this, let's just distribute this. So you can get what? 4x cubed if you do this. Okay, and then this times this, or you can say that you have to multiply this as well into this. Okay, if you distribute this into this whole and then distribute this into this whole, or if you just do it another way, and another way is that if you distribute this into each and then distribute this into each of them, they mean the same thing. Okay, they mean exactly the same thing. Meaning you could multiply this into these after being finished with this thing, or you could do this together with this one. I can multiply this times this. It will get you 8x squared. Okay, because that is that. Okay, now this times 11 will give you 11x squared, and then this plus 2 times, it should be minus because you have the minus sign in front of 11, so 22x, and then plus x times 23 is 23x, and it will be 46. Okay, minus 45, as this was the remainder. Now this will be divided by x plus 2. Let's further simplify this. So we have 4x cubed, so 4x cubed as it is, 8x squared, and this will be minus 3x squared. Okay, then minus x, okay, because this, if you simplify this, you're going to get it's going to get you x minus x, and then this will be plus 1 divided by x plus 2. So this is the most simplified form, okay, of this. So this should be our dividend. This should be our dividend, and this should be what? This is already the divisor, okay, divisor. So this should be our dividend. Let's see, is this our dividend or not? So our problem was 4x cubed minus 3x squared. This plus x actually. So what's the mistake there? The mistake is this: 23x minus this. It should be plus x. Okay, so it matches plus x plus 1 and divide with this. Okay. So you also learn how to check this, how to quick check this. Okay. So now let's move on. Let's move on to the second problem without wasting our time. What's the second problem? Let's note it down. Number 2 we have is 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus x, then plus 1, this thing divided by x squared. Okay, so it's a pretty simple one. Pause the video, do it on your own, and you should be able to do this, okay, if you have followed along my the previous video, the previous example. Okay, so even if you can't do this, fine, okay, you can watch the video. Okay, so I'm doing this now. Let's do the problem now. So we have this example, in this problem, 4x cubed minus 3x squared plus x plus 1, this divided by x squared. So what do you have to do here? This, what number you multiply will get you this then. So first 4 should be the coefficient, and then x, okay, then it will get you 4x cubed. And yeah, you have just one term, so one term multiplied. So this should be minus from the expression. So these two cancels out, and you have left minus 3x squared plus x plus 1. And now next, as there's minus here at the bottom, minus goes there, okay, minus also should be there, and it should be 3 multiplied. So it get you minus, because you have minus there, so minus 3 times this, minus 3x squared. Okay, and as you simplify this change into plus, because you're subtracting this. Okay, so minus minus plus, and then these two cancels out, and you have left x plus 1, which cannot be divided by this. Okay, you cannot divide this by this. It comes in, okay, fraction. If you want to write this, you have to write this in fraction form. Okay, so the answer to this will be 4x minus 3, and then plus whatever is left there, the remainder, x plus 1, divided by x squared. This is how it's going to be. If you want to simplify this further, then this will divide this, and this will divide this. It will go, further than this. So it will be 4x minus 3, and this should be what? 1 over x, okay, and then plus 1 over x squared. So it is more simplified than just leaving at this stage. Okay, you could also go to this from here. Okay, if you divide further, so you have to get x. So what do you multiply? Multiply plus, because it's plus here, 1 over x. Okay, you get you now x, and then plus. Okay, that is it. Okay. Now, if these two cancels out and you have 1 as the remainder, so this will be much more simplified than our previous thing where we left this off. Okay, now this can be rearranged like this, as you can see here. 4x, this is 4x minus 3, then plus 1 over x. The remainder is 1, so it should be 1 divided by x squared, like this. Okay, so this was a simpler example in number 2 than our previous one.